Hey, g'day big bikers. Well, welcome to the COVID-19 edition of Big Bike Adventures. For those of you that watched the MotoGP video series, I'll put a link in here. For those of you that saw that video series, you might recognise this view. This is the entrance to Scott and Neen and his family. It's the entrance to their place, and this is where we started the ride for the MotoGP 2019 October, which seems like forever ago. And no MotoGP this year at all anywhere. It's going to be terrible. But anyway, hey, I just want to just explain a couple of things. I'm okay. I've had a lot of comments and messages through Facebook saying, hey, what's happened to BBA? Look, the whole COVID-19 thing closed in on me. As you know, I've been living in the caravan, and so as soon as they introduced travel bans, I basically had to stop driving around. I put the caravan, actually found this really nice little spot in a public recreation area. It was isolated. I was away from everybody. I was about 20 kilometres from the nearest city. I had no one anywhere near me. And I was tucked up nicely. I had access to water, and I had, dump point for the sewage and everything. So I was set up, and then the government then closed closed all the national parks and state forests and recreation areas, and they basically tightened the net. It just kept on getting tighter and tighter, so I couldn't stay there. They actually threatened to come around and remove me, get the police to remove me. So it was just getting a little bit out of hand. I put a call up onto the Facebook, my personal Facebook page, and just asked if anyone had some options or ideas. And I had some really, really good responses from quite a number of people, so I'm very grateful for that. One of them was Scott and his family, and they'd say, hey, we've got plenty of land here, so, come and park the van. So it was about 600 kilometres from where I was staying, so I, did that in a day, drove down here with the caravan, Mrs. Jones in the back, and I'm parked up on top of a hill over there on the back of Scotty's property, and it's very, very nice. I put a bit of video in there. I took the drone for a fly the other day. And then one of the downsides is I don't have great phone signal. I've got a little bit, but I don't have enough to upload videos to YouTube. So that's why I've been quiet. But just a huge thanks to everyone that sent me messages through Facebook saying, hey, through the BBA Facebook page, hey, you're okay. I hope everything's okay. So all's good. So what's been happening? Well, I'm out of work. I work in the aviation sector, but boo-hoo, a lot of people in a lot worse situations than I am. I've got very low overheads in the caravan. I've been set up to living off-grid and living pretty cheap for that's the whole idea of moving into the caravan. So I've got solar panels, I've got access to water, and I really don't need that much more. So it's pretty good. What I do need is phone signal. Now that's going to change. You're seeing this video now because they've put a repeater up on top of this tower over there, and now I've got 4G flooding down into the caravan. So yay! That's if they turn off the phone network, we're all screwed, right? Anyway, look, there's lots of conspiracy theories going around about what did and didn't happen, and if it's happening and why it's happening, and a lot of that just doesn't matter. I think at the moment most people just want to get through this, get out the other side of it, and see what the landscape's going to look like on the other side of this COVID-19 thing. A lot of people out there completely unaffected by it. Their lives haven't changed that much at all. Maybe they're just working from home. But the big difficulty for motorbike riders is obviously we can't go out riding. And I think, as responsible members of the community, I think it's important that we all stay and just keep this thing under wraps. In Australia particularly, the numbers are starting to go down. We've certainly seen the top of the curve, and now it's heading down. They were prepared for a real dangerous pandemic. Fortunately, it hasn't at this stage looked like that's going to eventuate. So we're in a fortunate situation. The good thing about Australia, obviously, it's an island, so we've got a moat, and we're not afraid to use it. So we've shut the borders internationally, and they probably won't open up for another 12 months, 18 months at least, just purely and simply until we get this thing under control. I know there's a lot of guys obviously in the US, throughout Europe and the UK and Italy obviously, that are really being heavily impacted by this. So, you know, heart goes out to you guys. Just stay safe, you know, be well, look after your families, but there's no need to go riding. I know people go, oh look, you know, I'm going to be by myself. Well, other people are going to see you as you're riding through town being by yourself. I'm on a farm, you know, this beautiful countryside that I've got here, and we're not riding. You know, we've a little bit of riding around the farm, but we're not actually going out onto the main roads or anything. So, you know, just be responsible, be part of the solution. And I think, you know, whilst there are a lot of conspiracies and a lot of people want to go kind of, you know, thumbing their nose at the authorities, I think, you know, until we get this thing under control, rightly or wrongly, I think we just play the game and then see what it looks like at the other side. You know, fortunately, we're in a very look. I'm not going to get into it. This is a difficult situation for a lot of people. Let's just do the best we can to get through. You know, hopefully, I can play my part in that and start getting some videos out. There's plenty of logs and water bars and stuff around here. I can do some jumps off. Maybe see if I can little play with that with some videos and stuff. I don't know. We'll see how the upload goes now that we've got the new phone signal pumping out. Yes, there's some shirts. BBA's got some shirts. So I actually started this process of getting some t-shirts done after a few people mentioned it, but it was done last year. I had them actually sent to my brother in Sydney, and the plan was to go and pick that up, but we managed to be able to get them off him the other day, and so I've got a variety of different shirts. But you know, I'm not going to. There's a time and a place, and I think you know, when we're over this, I'll start talking about where you can get these. There's a lot of people out there without work and low on funds, and I'm in that. Well, no, I'm low on funds, but I'm out of work. But you know, let's just leave it until everyone's back on their feet before we start talking about them. But that's it. That's everything. Mrs. Jones isn't particularly fussed with the whole isolation thing. She's not living in the caravan at the moment. We've put her in the shed down there beside Scotty's Tiger. Scotty's Tiger's got a cover over it because I think he doesn't want his bike to see what's coming next into his garage. But you know, everything's going all right, and there's worse places. There's worse places to be stuck. And I'm really grateful to Scotty and his family for putting up with me. I'm trying to be as low impact as I can, but you know, when you've got someone else in your space that's not family, it's difficult to understand that. Anyway, stay well, stay healthy. I'll try and get some videos out on a regular basis. I'm not going to try anything too crazy. I don't, you know, like if I had like a smaller bike, if I had like the WR450 or something with me, you know, I'd be doing log jumps and that sort of stuff, no problem. I'm not quite ready to try that on the big bike just yet, because the last thing I want to do is end up in hospital while they're actually trying to contain this outbreak that's going on. So anyway, all right, listen guys, take care, stay healthy, all the best, and you know, we will come out of this, and as a community everyone's going to get through this, and it's going to look like a different animal at the other side for all of us. But let's get there and then work it out. The main thing is, let's just get this locked down to the point where we can actually get back on our motorbikes, and you know, that's really the thing I think most of us want to be able to do, is just go for a ride, you know. So the sooner we get to that point, the better for all of us. Okay, take it easy.